Hey, how you doing? This is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Comment below and I'll try and reply back to you. And if you're worried about your drinking, don't forget you can join me today for a free quit drinking webinar and coaching session. And I'll even give you a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, free of charge as a thank you for turning up. If you want to come along to the webinar today, go to the website StopDrinkingExpert.com. So, today, just want to touch on something that's making news in the United Kingdom, and that is British MP, British Member of Parliament, Diane Abbott, who represents a part of London called Hackney. And she has been snapped. She's been photographed by someone on the London transport system, on the overground rail service in London, drinking a can of pre-mixed Mojito on her way home. Now, actually there's two levels to this story, because actually what the press is interested in here and the kind of sensation that they're going for with this is that it is illegal to drink alcohol on the London public transport system. And so that's the angle they're going for. They're saying, look, here's a member of parliament who's breaking the rules, committing a crime. She should be setting a better example. She shouldn't be doing this. And great. They're right, of course. And yep, bang, they got her. And she's apologized. She's apologized for drinking a Mojito on the public transport system. So when I saw this story, at first I thought it was a joke. I thought that, someone in public office who knows that everyone's always watching them wouldn't do something like that. It turned out it wasn't a joke, it was real. So then I went to social media and I had a look at the comments. And I expected to find the usual hate and abuse that you see on Twitter. It doesn't really matter what you post on Twitter, what sort of statement you make. It's like, I don't know what happens with Twitter. It's a magnet for assholes. And no matter what you post, you'll get a load of abuse. You'll get a load of people criticizing and putting you down. And that is exactly what I expected to see. Because it's fair game with politicians. Everyone loves to hate politicians, and especially on Twitter. And I was shocked, because that's not what I found. What I found generally was the vast majority of people defending her. And that's quite strange, really, because even when a politician makes a laudable and lofty statement like, I believe we should be investing more in our healthcare system, or I believe we should be investing more in our children. Even if you make a statement like that as a politician, you're still going to attract a load of hate from people saying things like, well, your party's responsible for this, and well, if the government hadn't done this, and you should put your money where your mouth is. There's always people willing to have a go. Except in this occasion, it seems like the vast majority of people were defending her. And the question we have to ask is why? Why did the whole status and mindset of social media change? And I believe it is because alcohol is so firmly ingrained into the fabric of our life. This is such an epidemic that people will not attack their drug of choice. And I think this is actually a much bigger story than the press realized, than the media realized. This is not just about a politician breaking the law and drinking alcohol on a public transport system. This is, first of all, here's a woman who couldn't wait the 30 or 40 minutes it takes to get home before opening the alcohol. You've got to assume that that's not the only drink of the evening, is it? If you can't wait 30 minutes before you start drinking, what does that say about you? Should we be looking at this and saying this is normal? This is social. She's just taking the pressure off. She's had a tough day and she's relaxing with a drink. Or should we be looking at this as an indication of a much bigger problem? And that is what I believe it is. You look at some of the comments on social media in response to this. People are saying things like, big deal. I sometimes need a couple of drinks to get me home after a hard day at work. People are defending this because they do more than this. And they believe that they need alcohol to cope with the pressure of life. And that is deeply worrying because it is insanely inaccurate. We live in a bubble of unreality, a bubble of unreality created by big alcohol and the billions of dollars they spend on marketing this addictive poison. By Hollywood, by what we see on TV, in the press, and these funny little memes on social media that tell us it's wine o'clock, mum needs her wine. You can even buy wine mum t-shirts. This is all propagating the illusion that alcohol benefits us, that alcohol makes life better. It's insane. Look, if you want to drink, drink. But don't insult your own intelligence by telling yourself bullshit, that it helps you relax, that it helps you get to sleep, that it makes you more confident, or any of the other lies. If you want to drink, drink, but say, I drink because I'm addicted to a drug. I can't stop using the drug. But don't use the bullshit lies that are being propagated and passed on to the next generation, because what we're seeing is an epidemic growing. You know, you go back 10, 20 years, the sort of people who were turning up in emergency rooms with liver failure were middle-aged to late-aged individuals who'd been drinking all their life. What doctors and medical professionals are now telling us is that the demographic of people who are turning up to their clinics is changing, it's shifting. It's not so male anymore. It's pretty much evenly balanced now between males and females. But more significantly, they're seeing people in their early 30s presenting with end-stage liver disease. Just because pubs are closing and bars are shutting down does not mean this problem is getting smaller. Our use of alcohol has changed. It has become so normalized in society that it is no longer something that you go to a premises to use, like a bar or a pub. You can use it anywhere. You go to the supermarket and get all these offers, aisles and aisles of alcohol, all discounted and on special offer. You can buy it at the train station. You can drink it on the train. And I know this is different around the world, because when I travel doing my quit drinking boot camps, I'm sometimes shocked by how different our approach to alcohol is. But it doesn't seem to affect the end outcome. For example, if you go to Australia or Canada, compared to the UK, it's actually quite difficult to buy alcohol. Would you believe in the United Kingdom you can buy alcohol in gas stations, in petrol stations? So while you're filling up your car with petrol, you can pick up a 6-pack of beer or a bottle of wine. That's insane, isn't it? How did we get to that point? That doesn't happen in Australia, from what I can see, or Canada. You have to go to a specialist outlet, a liquor store. In the UK, you can buy liquor in any convenience store, any little corner shop, virtually everywhere it's available. But it doesn't seem to change the level of problems. Drinkers will find their drink. But the point is that this is becoming so normalized, that alcohol is becoming portrayed as being so much a part of our life, that people see a member of Parliament using a drug on public transport and jump to her defense. I think this is worrying. I think it's a sign of a bigger problem, not just for her, but for us as a society. And I think we need to start pointing this out for what it really is and stop labeling it with incorrect labels like stress relief or coping with life or whatever else you want to give it a label. Look, if you're watching this video and you're worried about your own drinking and you're wanting to get out of that loop of insanity and stop being dominated by this narcissistic evil drug, then why don't you join me today for that free Quit Drinking webinar? Get my book, read it, and start your own happy, sober journey. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.